I'm AJ Green. You're watching NFL in London.
All right, it's podcast. Wayne Ryan here, NFL in London. You're going to find week 7. Here we go. Week 7 in the NFL. What a week it was. My picks, although I got 9 right. 9's not bad.
That's a fall from grace.
It is a fall from 11, but 9
yourself.
Correct in that week.
Now, how you slept last night?
I slept amazingly because I was day drinking. But you always sleep good when you're day drinking. Wayne Ryan, we're off to head to a DraftKings event tonight. So we're going to bang through this as quick as we can. Talk about some of the games. We already talked about the Chiefs-Broncos game.
Stinker. Kneecaps Malone. Is that
yeah, I mean, it did look bad, but they're saying it's... I mean,
they say they might be 3 weeks, but just such a freak thing. And people are like... how could you make that play call? It's like, who's going to think a kneecap's going to pop out?
But still,
sneak?
Yeah.
The QB sneak almost to me seems like the safest play in football.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right? It doesn't like all you're doing is hutting and falling forward.
See, the whole thing about if my knee went around like that, I would fucking lose it. I'd be like, oh my god, my knee! What the hell, man?
I couldn't even watch it. Any stuff like that.
They
were like, do you want to see him pop it in place? I'm like, no, absolutely not.
See, I grew up on a farm, and I used to kill animals when I was like 9 years old. But when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, God. Like,
that makes
cutting open a cow, no problem. But watching a knee turn around or the smell of a child's puke is not your own. It's all gross. Let's go. Speaking of gross, we'll talk about my Bears first. Man, I thought this would be a low-scoring game. It was not. It was high-scoring. Even though Allen Robinson had a good game for a horrible... Ryan and I watched it. Mitchell Trubisky...
It was...
He dealt with all of my yelling at how horrible I think Trubisky is.
It was like an insult to dumpster fires. To call it a dumpster fire.
It's that, as I said before, that juice that comes out of a dumpster fire that goes towards the gutter.
Because this is every Bears' worst nightmare in a while. Like, because he had a good year last year.
Yeah.
You know, they missed... If he would have won that playoff game, if Parkey didn't double doink it, you're looking at what a progression going from that terrible first year to second year winning a playoff game. That's an amazing second year, and he could have built off that. But now, you sat him in the preseason. Maybe that doesn't mean anything. But this offense just looks completely lost. They look like they have no... All I did was watching Trubisky just dumping it off to the strap. Here's another 3-yard pass. Here's another 4-yard pass. He's got no vertical threat. They're not even using his speed, which is like one of the things I thought he was best at last year. Was when he was scrambling, when he was rolling out and hitting passes. It just feels like... And then you got David Montgomery. This rookie was supposed to be...
Not being used at all?
Well, it's not even not being used. He's the master of the 1-yard gain. I think his longest run is like 10 yards. Tariq Cohen can't do anything. It's looking like the ship is sinking... And I don't know if they're going to be able to stop it. And now you're stuck in this position of, what do I do next year? Because you're going to have to give Trubisky one more year. No matter how bad this year is, you got to give him one more. Because then he'll be in his 4th year, and then you can truly decide. Then you can move away. But I feel bad because that D is going to get wasted, but they didn't even look that good either. They just got...
I think the D is tired. And we were watching the game, and my whole thing is when you're looking at QB and you're looking at QB vision... a lot of good guys, you watch in the field, you look at your Brady's, look at your Rodgers, they can see the field. They can see the field of vision. They can anticipate plays. Trubisky, they call the play, and he looks at receiver number 1. It's like when you're playing someone who's playing Madden for the first time, they're like,
which
button is that one? I want that guy.
And then you get sacked.
And then you get sacked. And that's exactly what it is.
Well, we might live in the Matrix, so maybe we're literally just people watching someone's Madden game.
It probably is. Know. But it's all a mess. Anyway... Bears lose. The Saints move on. They're winning.
But Bridgewater, man, he's walked in. What is he 4-0?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't ask for anything better. He's getting better each week. I say he still doesn't inspire me that I think Teddy Bridgewater could keep up with someone in a shootout. That still worries me. But right now, Drew Brees has got to be looking good.
It's Sean Payton,
I think they got 2 more weeks till the bye. Just let him go to the bye. Drew Brees come back after.
Exactly.
Give him another week. Bridgewater's 4-0. He deserves at least another.
I think so too. Look, I give this all credit to Sean Payton. It's his coaching. He has done a miraculous job. And at the start of the season, I did pick Patriots versus Saints in the Super Bowl.
Well,
and this is still looking towards.
I'm glad your team could disappoint
I'm glad
you.
They could if it wasn't your team, they wouldn't disappoint you, right?
But I do worry. This is just a bit. It was just such an upsetting Bears defensive performance, especially no Kamara, and no Drew Brees, and you got 6 points lit up on you. So
no, it's horrible. We'll move on to the next game. I'm just gonna grab my notebook. You keep talking, Ram. It's the Rams.
The Rams and the soon-to-be dismantled Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are an absolute disaster. They just traded Mohamed Sanu, which actually for a second-round pick is really good, but basically it's a third-round pick.
Yeah.
But right now, Dan Quinn's over. This is like the dead man walking.
No, it is.
Every game. Matt Ryan got injured. This team is in a real bad. I think they're. I read something the other day. I think they're in really bad salary cap.
Probably, yeah. I think with Aaron Donald and everything like that, they spent a lot of money.
Well, it's just they're just in not a good situation. And then you have the Rams, who, again, Jalen Ramsey did a good job at shutting him down, but I don't think he made the difference of 37-10. I think the Rams are just up against a team that's quit.
Yeah.
Every year you get that team out of nowhere that's quit. I think a couple of years it was the Giants. And I think Atlanta's in a lot of trouble because they might be in this position for a couple of years. Matt Ryan's only getting older.
Yeah.
Julio's getting older. And even Devontae Freeman's not that amazing. Like, there's just a lot of holes on this team. And you don't know what they're going to do because you're going to be in salary cap hell. So you're either going to just blow it up, trade whoever you can get. Your only real thing is Julio. You might trade Vic Beasley. You might see him get traded. But right now, if I'm an Atlanta fan, even a $2 hot dog's not getting me to that stadium.
No, it's going to be hard for them. They got that brand new stadium, and that is probably the reason they're selling the $2 hot dogs. They're soon to be Miami. It's a very difficult thing. And you do look at, do you liquidate the whole place? Do you get rid of Matt Ryan? Do you get rid of the Bears? Maybe, I don't know. Just hypothetically speaking.
But Matt Ryan, even if you look at it, he's not playing amazing, but
he's still getting
good numbers, but you don't know if they're kind of bloated because he's always playing from behind from so many games.
Yeah, well, he's chucking it down the field.
It's an ugly situation. Rams did look better, but again, Todd Gurley just looks exactly the same. Looks like 2 yards a carry.
Yeah.
It's just
they don't have the offensive line they used to be able to have to
catch
give
a touchdown. It's just I don't know what to think about Gurley, and the thing is, as it gets another year, his knee's not going to get better, so it's only going to get worse. So they're going to be in a tough spot, especially if they have to pay Aaron or Ramsey. Man, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. They're paying him, Aaron Donald, Jared Goff, Todd Gurley. That team's going to be in salary cap hell, so they better win.
They're putting it all on the credit card. It seems like, but very difficult.
It's exactly.
It's I picked this game to be 35-10, and it was 37-10. So that was a pretty good one. Move on to the next game. Dolphins, Buffalo Bills. Bills comfortably cruising for a while, but Miami played it really well. It was a 17-point spread.
I don't think anyone was Bills were comfortably cruising. This was just a game where Fitz just played a little bit of his Fitz magic. He did play well. The Bills, I think maybe it's hard to get up to play Miami, but they looked sloppy. That first half was terrible. They were down 14-9. They got booed off the field. Josh Allen was the thing about Josh Allen, I'll say, he was 6 of 13 in the first half. In the second half, 10 of 11, 100 something yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's been he's the highest ranked, he has the highest passing rating for the fourth quarter. So that's a positive thing. But the Bills' D is what concerned me the most.
Yeah.
Fitz was just picking them apart, and coming in after the third quarter, they did a 16-play, 9-minute drive, and then got intercepted at the 2 by Tre'Davious White and changed the game. Because that would have put them up 21-9. Bills would have been toast. And
would have been very difficult,
Then I would have just been in absolutely the worst mood this whole entire week. I was furious.
I know, he was. We watched the game together.
Yeah, you were there, actually, so you were just listening.
Well, I was watching his anger and waiting for it to transfer to me for the Bears game. But Buffalo, they eke out a win. They are, if you look at it now in playoffs, they would be in the playoffs.
And you look at this situation. They got a Philly team that can't stop anybody, and it looks completely lost.
Yeah.
Then they got Washington, and then they got Cleveland.
Yeah.
Again, another team who's going to play Patriots, probably going to be 2-5. Or maybe. So right now, Bills are looking like, even second last week of the season when they played the Patriots, Bills just have an easy schedule. This could be, depending on what happens, that could be a game for the division that late in the season. Who knows?
Who knows? The Patriots?
The Bills' schedule is so easy, and so is the Patriots.
Yeah.
There's just been so much shit football teams this year. That to me is the most shocking thing about this season. How many terrible teams there are. I genuinely thought every team was competent and good, and you just see teams just fall apart. It's been absolutely fascinating. It's like a soap opera. You're just watching what happened to my family.
No, it is. It has been a terrible, and there's been some horrible teams and inconsistencies. But that's what makes for good football. Here's a game I thought would actually turn out a different score. Detroit hosting Minnesota. I thought, hey, you know what? These Lions are going to be angry at home. They're going to come out chomping away. And turns out Minnesota had other plans. Kirk Cousins is finally living up to his potential.
Hey, he's the highest.
The ball
he's the highest rated passer in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
So give it
and
up.
And Dalvin Cook had a great game.
Shutting up his critics.
He has. They're putting up a lot of points. And you know what? It was a big game. Detroit did try to stay in this. There were 72 points in total in this game. Matt Stafford was firing on us.
Yeah.
And Marvin Jones.
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. I played him in fantasy. I didn't. He's one of those guys I'm like, I'll put him on. And then,
I had him in daily fantasy, so it was a nice little pickup.
Yeah.
2 injuries this game, which are really going to hurt. Lions lost Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah.
The Vikings lost Adam Thielen, which is could be a big loss. Don't know how bad.
We don't know how bad it is, but yeah.
But losing a guy like him is going to hurt, especially because he's on my fantasy team, which makes it even harder.
Yeah.
And both of them, Kerryon Johnson, and I couldn't get the backup. I couldn't get him off the waiver wire, so. It's the Sean McCoy time, baby.
Yeah, it is. I know a lot of people.
Time.
A lot of people was Ty. What's his name? That the backup for Kerryon. Yeah, Patterson.
He's not on my team anymore, so I don't care.
I grabbed him. But yeah, there's a few guys you got to look at in your fantasy. What's going on? We'll talk quickly about Jacksonville, Cincinnati. This game had stink written all over it, and this is a close game. Jacksonville was favored by 3.5 points in this one. They ended up winning this one by 10 points. Cincinnati, what the hell's going on?
It's over. Like, that stadium.
I can't imagine. Where are they going to play? Oh, they're playing in London next.
Right. Yeah, London's
Apparently there's tons of tickets available, by the way.
Is it for this game?
Yeah, there's tickets as low as 15 quid.
It's the Is it the Rams, right?
It's Rams Bengals.
Oh God, it's gonna be an absolute blowout. It's gonna be good. Like, if you have Todd Gurley, this is a good week to play him, but. You never know. I think that every week, and he's not.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the only interesting story in Cincinnati is, are they going to trade AJ Green?
Yeah.
Because there's literally nothing else. So what are you going to do? I think the cool thing is, I think Cincinnati, the one thing that is exciting, I think this is the last season of Andy Dalton. They're going to have a top 3 pick.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go quarterback. So you're going to be able to start this rebuild, and maybe they're just like, listen, we need a guy like AJ Green. If we're going to bring in a young rookie quarterback, let's have a veteran like AJ Green to make his life a little bit easier. Because you're watching guys like Daniel Jones who's had a tough time. But look at like Kyler Murray with someone like Fitz.
Yeah.
Like having that veteran presence could really be helpful for him. So Cincinnati, just got to sit through this year. It's going to be rough. But you got Joe Mixon, you got John Ross and AJ Green. If you get a new young quarterback, it's not out of the realm you can turn this around.
It's not out of the realm, but it's not looking good.
But it's Cincinnati.
But it is a home game for you in London, and London welcomes you home this weekend. Moving on to the next one, Oakland, Green Bay Packers. A lot of points in this one. Aaron Rodgers had a great game, but they also got scored on quite a bit. John Gruden put together some good plays, but Aaron Rodgers was looking just like the Aaron Rodgers of old.
He did. He had his best game. The whole game changed when Derek Carr fumbled through the end zone for that touchback. He did this exact same thing years ago. I can't remember. I think it was against Kansas City or something where he fumbled it through the end zone. It cost his team the game.
Yeah.
It's a devastating thing to have happen. But what was he thinking? He wasn't even close to like reaching out and getting there. Like I don't know how athletic he thinks he is. He's not Lamar Jackson. So it was a stupid play by him. He flipped the whole game because the Packers got the ball, just got a quick touchdown. I think to Valdez-Scantling. That was the end of the game. But you know what? The Raiders gave it a tough match. They were in it for a while. They were
at the start of the game. You look at if you watch the start of it, they were pumping.
The Raiders at least are going to show you every single week. They're going to fight. Josh Jacobs looks like the best rookie in the whole NFL.
Yeah.
Looks like he will be rookie of the year. But over Kyler Murray. Well, we'll see. But right now, that is exactly the game. Aaron Rodgers looks good. It's going to be exciting to see what happens with the playoffs. If they can keep getting better, the schedule is going to get a bit easier. So Aaron Rodgers feels like a nice little player in fantasy football for the rest of the season.
He does.
He's got a little swagger going.
It'll be interesting to see once they play Minnesota again and once they play the Bears again. Once you start seeing it, the people are going to adjust to them. Obviously, we don't have the quarterback to keep up, but we have the defense to hopefully smoke them. Next game, Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts. This was my pick of the week. I said, take the Colts. And boy, did the Colts ever take it to Houston, 30-23. Although Houston did try to come back, and Deshaun Watson. Look, the offensive line of the Colts was great. The defensive Colts was great. Jacoby Brissett played great.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett is Offensive Player of the Week. He had an absolutely fantastic game. You gotta love this Colts team, you know. It was all doom and gloom when Andrew Luck retired. Jacoby Brissett, they gave him that extra money, which I think was a good thing. Gave him that little bit of confidence. He's been playing great. He doesn't get sacked.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had his first sack for like 3 games or something this week. It was unbelievable. That line is just great. It keeps him open, and it gives him time to hit T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
They got Marlon Mack. They got some weapons. I think they're another team that could maybe make a trade, get another defensive player, because I think if they went for someone like Vic Beasley, someone else who can add a bit of pressure, the Colts are one of those teams that could be sneaky and give the Patriots a go. Unfortunately, Bill Belichick coached Jacoby Brissett, so he's already had his.
Yeah,
he's already been inside of him.
He just activates a button. Beep. Bill is here.
He's already controlled him.
Do not harm. Yeah.
So
look, I think they could. They do have the.
But
potential.
I like the Colts. They're a great team.
They do have the potential to do it, and I think obviously, you know, with Andrew Luck quitting on us. What did you quit for, buddy? No, why did he?
Who needs you?
But Andrew Luck has got to be feeling good watching this team, watching them evolve, come along, and into themselves, and, you know, putting themselves in a good position. Houston is up and down. I mean, Houston has won some games. They beat Kansas City, but this game to me was a real, you know, definitive game.
They lost Will Fuller, which hurts, but they'll recover. They'll be okay, Houston.
This game, Arizona and New York, and no one really wanted to watch this game, but hey, it was on. I predicted that Arizona would win this one, and they did win this one.
And it was all of a sudden, a lot of people in the fantasy world who got screwed over by David Johnson, who were furious this game.
Yeah.
Played like 1 snap, and then Edmonds comes in, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray took like 100 yards. They just looked like it was just one of those things. The Giants had this game, and then they just made some terrible coaching decisions. Because, like, again, Pat Shermer just does not inspire confidence. He looks like the old days of like Dick Duran, and like these types of coaches that you're just like, oh my god, this is the guy that has to give the halftime speech to motivate my team. Like, there's just no way.
I got coupons here, guys. They don't need coupons.
It's real shit because like they're gonna get Sterling Shepard back next week, so they're getting a bit more weapons, you know. But Danny Dimes is regressing each week. It's been a bit tougher. People are getting more video on him. So, but he's also has been put in a tough spot. So you got to ride him out the rest of the season. Giants gonna get another top 10 pick if they can get another like a receiver, number 1 receiver, because it's supposed to be deep this year for draft receiver. Then they can make a real change in this. But again, they still need a pass rusher. The defense is a bit of a mess. Giants, you're just gonna be the Giants again for another year, unfortunately.
Maybe a few more years. But apparently, Eli Manning is getting really good at Fortnite. So lots of time on the bench. Man, this game I thought would be a lot bigger. This one was really wet and windy when you see this one. 49ers, 9. Washington, 0. I think the Nationals actually score more points in this game. I thought this would be a lot higher game. It was all stepped in.
Everyone did, and still, except God, who just put a monsoon down upon them, which was actually kind of fun to watch.
It was, but you look at it, because Washington, we were talking about this during the game, that Washington, Philadelphia, New York, not too far apart, a lot, proximity.
Well, New York did get it, eventually.
But not that level of it.
But they got it later in the game, but where Washington got it the whole game.
Yeah, it was quite
it was just like the Bills-Colts game in that snow a couple days ago, but it was the rain equivalent.
Okay.
So it was fun. Those games are kind of fun to watch, but again, it really pissed me off because I thought that was, and I think a lot of people probably did, it was San Fran by 9.5.
Yeah.
With warm weather, San Fran wins that easy by 9.5, right?
Well, you think San Fran is really wet? It's a wet place as well. Like, they get a lot of rain. And
very upsetting to see that 9-0 win lost by a half point. Cost me my ticket.
Weather did play a factor in it, but Washington did keep them in check. Washington did have their defense. They were playing different things. They were stymieing the run. They shut down Breda. They shut down Coleman. They were playing, very good sort of football. Yeah. And so, it was good for them. Washington wins thanks to Robbie Gould, the hero. He wins the game. This game, man, I thought Tennessee would win, but this game was just with the Chargers.
Well,
what are you doing, Chargers? What are you
doing the ultimate Chargers thing and just blowing a game at the last second. Like you have Melvin Gordon who fumbles twice at the one. Not once, twice. Once is inexcusable at the goal line. To do it twice and to blow, like, imagine all the people who lost fantasy games because of that 1 yard you couldn't get. Yeah. Again, cost me. It was also one of the tickets on my ticket. It was 2.5. plus 2.5 for the Chargers. They hit that, they win, people win their tickets. That was like one of those gambling things of someone just literally punched a hole through a wall.
Oh yeah,
on that second
all the time.
fumble because you got away with the first one. And then you're like, oh thank God, don't worry, we're going to fix it. Then he fumbles again. It's just the Chargers. I think the Chargers are toast. I think they just don't inspire me. They just don't. They have everything that you need to be a good team, except
the team.
I just think the head coach just doesn't have that. He's like Freddie Kitchens. He just doesn't have that experience. Like Phillip Rivers should be rewarded with like a really good, experienced head coach that can just let Phillip Rivers deal with the offense and he can fix that defense. But it's just another crappy start to a season for the Chargers, who play 16 away games. It's just a nightmare. I feel bad for them. To be honest, I feel bad for every Charger because even when they move to this massive stadium, it's going to be half empty.
Yeah, I know. There's going to be something
definitely going to be half empty, and it's going to be a bad look.
It's going to be Phillip Rivers' kids' friends, and that'll fill half of it.
The Phillip Rivers corner
section.
The
Phillip Rivers kids' corner.
It'll be rammed.
Tennessee Titans also looking, Tannehill not looking that great. They look like, when you're like, someone's in a hospital bed and they got cancer, and you're like, no, you're going to be fine, but you're not going to be fine. And I don't think they're going to be fine. Baltimore, Seattle, holy crap down. Lamar Jackson taking it to the house in Seattle. I thought this game would be a lot different score. I thought Seattle would continue on with Russell Wilson, but Baltimore had other plans in this game. Baltimore put up loads of points in this one, 30-16. This was, to me, very unexpected. One of the most unexpected ones of the week.
It was one of those games because Seattle's won a lot of close games, and I think they were kind of they were needing kind of that reality check. They won a lot. They've been looking good, but Baltimore again. Lamar Jackson just doing he's completely opposite of but Lamar Jackson's still having a great season. He's doing what he needs to do to win. He's making big plays on his feet. Again, you worry about the passing because when it comes to the playoffs, and that's why I'm so interested to see how Belichick plays Lamar Jackson in a couple weeks, because that's going to be the blueprint for everyone to just kind of go after Lamar Jackson. So we'll see how that goes. Again, they look good.
Yeah.
They look like probably look like the second best team in the AFC right now. So
they have been up and down. We've seen in week 1 they were good, and then other weeks they got beat.
I still worry that when they have to pass, it's going to be a big problem for them. So
and other teams, didn't really take it to them. When someone offensively takes it to them and defensively shuts them down. But Seattle, they just didn't clamp on it. I don't know if Seattle wasn't just not ready for it, if they were just thinking ahead of it. But whatever happened, Seattle looked very weak in this game. And Russell Wilson looked continually frustrated. So they're going to have to turn this around.
Yeah, the rest will be fine. Seahawks will be fine. They'll turn this around. That was just a big win, especially in that division where if the basically they're going to be able to walk away with this division soon.
Yeah.
Because when the Browns lose to the Patriots next week and Pittsburgh's playing Duck Hodges.
Yeah.
So,
It's
going to be a cakewalk.
Pittsburgh's falling apart. Hey, these boys, them boys, the boys are back in town. Dallas wins a big one. And Philadelphia, at home to Philadelphia, 37-10. Philadelphia looked lost in this game. Dak Prescott made it look easy. And Dallas was able to shake the crap out of them with a 37-10 win. Dallas, obviously needed this, having 3 losses in a row.
Yeah, the Eagles just look lost. And you kind of wonder, if by going to Carson Wentz, would they be this team if they stuck with Nick Foles? You kind of wonder.
Yeah.
Because right now they just don't look like whatever happened when Nick Foles even Carson Wentz before that was looking like an MVP. Just doesn't look that same. He just doesn't have that same confidence. They just look like a mess. They can't stop anybody passing. They were my pick to go to the NFC. From the NFC, I thought they were the deepest team. But right now they just look completely clueless. I don't even know how Doug Peterson ever beat Bill Belichick, to be honest with you. How did this team do that? They can't seem to do anything right. They got to come into Buffalo now in a must-win situation because if they lose another one and Dallas win next week, it's just going to be over.
Yeah.
That division's going to be done, and you're not going to get the last wild card spot in the NFC. So, Eagles, you got to step up right now because you're not looking like any champs from 2 years ago. Dallas did what they needed to do. They used Zeke. He looked good. Dak looked better. But again, you're playing Philly, and I don't know what Philly team this is.
Yeah, and that's part of the NFC East. When they face each other, it's sort of one of those, put a couple kids in the closet, close the door, watch them fight, and then they all come out bruised and beaten. Not that my parents ever did that. But that's what it sort of looks like here. And they love to kick the crap out of each other in the division, but once you get them outside of the NFC East, they struggled.
Oh, well, it's going to
So,
be.
I mean, Philadelphia, obviously having some big games in the past. Dallas, losing some easy games or to some easy teams. So now they needed this motivation to keep going, but it's not at home anymore. You still have to face other teams.
Well, it's going to be
Now we go to the game that, I thought Patriots, who've just signed Mahomes, Sanu, just shellacked the hapless Jets 33-0. Hasn't been a blowout on Monday night for at least 20 years.
He's just owning everyone. Like Sam Darnold looked terrific.
Yeah.
There's that thing.
That Patriots defense is just
talked
insane.
about seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
And it's just making this. It's like people are saying it's like his butt fumble.
Yeah.
Basically, it was a disaster. And everything. It's exactly. Listen, Adam Gase is not a good coach. I don't know why they let him coach this team. It's a complete disaster right now. Le'Veon Bell does not look like it's working. Because it just can't do anything. The Patriots defense is just too good. Bill Belichick hates the Jets, so he just crushes them every single time. What can you say? I still really want to see the Patriots play a good offense. They still haven't really. They haven't played a good offense yet.
Yeah.
You can count Pittsburgh that first week, which they scored
Not
3
really,
points.
yeah.
So right now, still haven't played a good offense. Let's see when they play Houston. Let's see when they play Baltimore. Let's see when they play Kansas City late in the season. So and Dallas.
Yeah.
So to me, that's going to be the real test and the real fun time to watch the Patriots to see how good this D really is. Is it all talk or are they actually that good?
Yeah, no, it's going to be something where you play a good offense, where it's actually attrition, where they're actually out in the field for a long time, and they haven't. A lot of times it's just shut down, and they're destroying. They're stunting. They're piling. They're coming across against everybody, and it's insane football. We'll quickly take a look at, Ryan and I will preview the Thursday night game this week. Washington, Minnesota. Also, if you are coming to London, please check out our website, nfllondon.com. We've got tips and advice for everything you want to do, things you want to see this weekend. Also, just to repeat, to tell everyone, it is your time change this weekend.
Clocks early games, baby. 5 o'clock.
The 5 o'clock games, it means it'll still be dark outside. But at 2 a.m. on Sunday, if you're still up, clocks change. So there'll be a difference in hours with North America. 4-hour difference. So we look at this game. This game will not be affected by that. Washington Redskins at home to Minnesota. Minnesota's got to be feeling easy about this one. Beating the Redskins, who played tight, but 16 points means a lot when you look at how sort of they've been playing. But Minnesota at home in the Dome.
Kirk Cousins' revenge.
Yeah.
Coming back against his old team. Kirk Cousins has been playing great. This is just an opportunity. There's no reason why Minnesota, who's on fire, that they shouldn't keep this up. They're looking good. They're actually looking now like, oh man, Minnesota's a team that could actually scare some people until we see Kirk Cousins in a big game and then inevitably blows it, which was what we're going to see. Again, Washington's completely lost. Like, I don't even think they want to play Dwayne Haskins. Like, I don't even know if they believe in him. They got when Adrian Peterson's like this 35-year-old running back is your best player.
Yeah.
You got McLaurin who's good, but it's a nightmare. It's over, Washington. This is going to be an absolute drubbing. I'm going to say it's going to be 30-7.
30-7. I have it 30-13. Coming within the lines. Yeah, again, I mean, Washington was able to put up some things. They might be able to. That defense in Minnesota, you can probably hit some people deep on it. If they're able to spread the ball around, the running game is probably going to go nowhere. But they could put up some points, stymie them early. But even Minnesota missing Thielen, they still have enough tricks. They're going to hit enough, and I've got it 30-13.
Definitely.
So it is NFL in London this weekend. As we said, the Rams are here visiting the Bengals. Please don't contact us for tickets. We don't have any, but there's tons out there. But enjoy. Come party with us. We'll be partying at the Princess Alex in Crouch End. Very lovely pub. And there's also a lot of football on this weekend. Just a little note. We've tried it on our website. Folks, if you are going to go to a pub and watch football, NFL, on Sunday, the games start at 5. Premier League games start at 4:30. Very little chance they are going to show NFL. Most places will not show NFL. Just so you know, most places will show, I believe it's Tottenham, Liverpool, 4:30 on Sunday. That game will end around 6:30, which means you probably won't be able to watch the NFL until halftime. So come join us at the pub because we'll have it on there. Folks, that's it. Wayne Ryan, NFL in London. We're off to a DraftKings event. We're going to show some pictures and some videos up on our website. Thanks a lot for listening. Good luck with your picks this weekend and enjoy.